What is up, guys? Delboy here. So, on the undercard of Erislandy Lara versus Brian Castano, we have a heavyweight bout between Luis King Kong Ortiz and Christian Hamer. Now, I am kind of interested in this fight. Is Christian Hamer a world-class heavyweight? No. Is it the fight I wanted to see from Luis Ortiz? No. But Christian Hamer, he's a tough guy, he comes to fight, he's durable, and he is Ortiz's best opponent since Wilder. After Wilder, Ortiz has fought twice. He's fought Travis Kaufman and Razvan Kajanu. To me, those guys are club-level fighters / journeymen. They're not that great. And, against Kaufman, I didn't think Luis Ortiz looked that great. So I think this is a good little step up from those two fights. And I think it's a good gauge to see what Luis Ortiz has left. Christian Hamer, he's not a top 10 heavyweight. He's not a world level heavyweight. But I would say he's European level. I mean, Christian Hamer, he's good enough to beat fringe contenders like David Price and Erkan Tepe. And he's good enough to beat prospects who aren't as good as people make out, So, for example, Christian Hamer, he recently beat the German prospect Michael Wallisch. Michael Wallisch was 19-0, and Christian Hamer went in there and knocked him out. So, Hamer, not a world-level fighter, but he operates at a decent level within the heavyweight division, and like I said, certainly better than Travis Kaufman and Razvan Kajanu. Nevertheless, we all expect Luis Ortiz to win this fight. To me, it's about how good he looks doing it. I wasn't impressed with Ortiz's performance against Travis Kaufman. I felt his feet looked slow. He looked very ponderous at times. He was struggling to cut off a ring against a moving target. And all in all, to me, he looked very ordinary. And I've not been that high on Luis Ortiz since I heard the guy, is taking high blood pressure medication. And obviously he's 40 plus years old as well. So I want to see a big performance. People make out like Ortiz is the 4th best heavyweight in the world. I need to see something. I want to see a really good, devastating performance. I think we are due one from Luis Ortiz. And it's going to be interesting to see how Ortiz takes care of Christian Hamer. As I said, Christian Hamer, he's a capable fighter. He actually had a decent amateur background and, he can take care of himself. I've seen Christian Hamer shell up and be a bit defensive. We saw that in the Povetkin fight. Povetkin is obviously a big puncher and Povetkin won every round against Christian Hamer. But Hamer did a pretty good job defensively. Like I said, shelled up, rolled with some punches and didn't give too much away. But, Christian Hamer can also get on the inside, bang to the body, apply pressure, as we saw against David Price. Against David Price, Christian Hamer had a lot of ambition. He soaked up what David Price had to offer. He took a few big shots, he got dropped, but he got back up. And, he outlasted David Price in that fight. That's the version of Christian Hamer I want to see. I want to see a Christian Hamer who wants to get close to Luis Ortiz, work the body and try to make a fight of it. I don't really want to see a Christian Hamer that turns up to survive, because we've seen Ortiz in the past struggle with those type of fighters like Travis Kaufman and Malik Scott. He obviously got the wins in these fights, but he didn't look good doing it. He never looks good at cutting off a ring. I want to see Christian Hamer actually attack Luis Ortiz and make it a fight. But I will say this, if Christian Hamer is defensive, if he is negative, I'm still expecting Ortiz to do something about it. I'm expecting Ortiz to really put out a statement against Christian Hamer, because we keep on hearing about how this guy is maybe the 4th best heavyweight in the world. If that's the case, I want to see a devastating performance and I want to see him make a statement, because ultimately, let's be honest about it, Ortiz hasn't had a standout win in quite some time. And I think right now, he's really living off a overinflated reputation. I'll be completely honest about it. I'm not saying Luis Ortiz isn't good. He obviously is. Southpaw, good power, decent boxing ability, a good amateur background. Ortiz is good, but he needs to prove something against Christian Hamer. He needs to prove that he's still hungry. He needs to prove that he has something left, you know? I'm really looking for that statement performance. Share your thoughts below. How do you see this fight going? I've seen a few people online say this fight could go the distance. I could see that because, like I said, Christian Hamer, when he tries to survive, he's quite a hard guy to knock out. If he comes forwards and is aggressive, that should give Ortiz a lot of opportunities to get the knockout. But yeah, I mean, Christian Hamer, he's durable, he's tough. Maybe he can make it a tough fight. I'm not sure, but yeah, I certainly expect Ortiz to win. It's just how he looks doing it. Share your thoughts below. Peace.